So it's been more than 2 years since the Season 5 premiere, and more than a few of us have expressed our opinions on the Cutie Map two-parter since then. Some positive, others negative, and many more who are somewhere in between. As for me, I still find a lot to love about it. The interactions are highly entertaining, especially anything involving Pinkie Pie. You didn't always know where the story was going, and I like when the answers aren't so clear-cut right from the beginning. And for once, the main six had to be saved by other characters during the final act. You don't often see that in this series, so it was a nice change. But since this premiere debuted more than 2 years ago, I've had a lot of time to think about how the story might have had more weight to it with just a few tweaks to some of the character motivations. For example, Starlight Glimmer's backstory isn't on display here, and I actually consider that a good thing. Keep the audience guessing as to why she started this town in the middle of nowhere in the first place. But I think there could be more of a reason for all of her followers to be here. It is made abundantly clear that they've all removed their cutie marks in the hopes of creating a society based around equality, but why did they all come to Starlight Glimmer to begin with? Well, I think there might have been an opportunity for starting a bit of a season-long consistency if we were to take a look at another episode in Season 5, Appaloosa's Most Wanted. More specifically, the character of Troubleshoes, who sought to separate himself from society because he didn't feel as though he fit in. Now, let's take this same motivation and tweak it very slightly so that all these ponies felt as though their cutie marks weren't enough to make them feel as though they fit in. Perhaps they never made that many friends growing up, or perhaps they would look to other ponies who received mountains of praise for doing something associated with their cutie marks when they themselves never received that same praise. It would certainly tie in with Starlight's eventual origin story reveal, and truth be told, there is an enormous draw for everyone to feel as though they belong somewhere, to feel as though what they do matters. So, if similar to Troubleshoes, you have ponies from every walk of life all over Equestria who feel as though their cutie mark wasn't giving them the life they wanted, then it would make a lot more sense as to just how Starlight managed to draw in so many ponies to this little town in the middle of nowhere. But I'd like to take it a step further than that. When it is eventually revealed that Starlight had her cutie mark the whole time, she very quickly falls into an angry rant which really doesn't convince anyone. However, what if instead she actually had tried to remove her cutie mark? Many times even. But at the very moment her cutie mark began to separate, her magic would fail and the mark would remain. We could have had a Starlight Glimmer who was genuinely envious of all the ponies who lived in her village, giving her much more conviction for the society she was trying to establish. Plus, there wouldn't have been such a clear black and white good guy versus bad guy dichotomy with this motivation, giving Twilight and company even just a moment's pause in their own beliefs would, in my opinion, make for a stronger overarching theme for the entirety of Season 5. Especially since, again, this was explored a bit further with the CMC during Appaloosa's Most Wanted, and the end of their cutie mark journey during Crusaders of the Lost Mark in that same season. Perhaps even add a little more weight to the eventual conflict between Twilight and Starlight. Then again, maybe these changes would have made things a little too complicated overall. Maybe Starlight wouldn't be quite as strong a character now if she had that added layer of motivation back then. Or maybe it could have added an interesting twist to the standard MLP formula. What do you think? I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.